of Relationship Show, people. And again, repeat, welcome to the Art of Relationship Show. Q&A as I adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. For TikTok. um, I'm trying to get situated in my new office, people. Right behind me. I don't know if you can see a little bit. I got it sort of blurred out. So I'm trying to get situated. I've been in the new office now for a little over a week, and it's finally set up or pretty close to being set up. So I didn't do a live show last week due to technical aspects, trying to get everything ready in the office. So gonna go back to the Q&A, question and answer format. And also, you can give me a call. I'm taking live call-in nows, and hopefully it'll work at 313-736-5157. Again, 313-736-5157. So make that as a note, and maybe I'll be able to put that in chat as well. So make sure you keep track of that number. You can call me live, actually, and ask your questions. You'll be anonymous, so that won't be an issue, okay? I want you to be anonymous. And as always, you can join in the live chat below. And today, going to be starting off about talking about unmet needs in a relationship, right? And I talk about this left and right about, most people want to feel loved. Most people want to feel respected, desired, important, appreciated, a priority, right? Most people want those in a relationship. Now, what those look like in the difference between what one person needs versus another, it's different. It's all over the place, okay? But most people want those, but you have to be more specific and look at, what exactly it is that your partner needs to feel loved, respected, and that doesn't mean you get your way all the time, not at all, okay? So the more specific you can be, the better it is, okay? And you've heard me mention this many times where I go after about looking at, if you go general, I want more affection, okay? What the heck does that look like, right? What does affection, what type of affection looks like? Hey, I want quality time together. And my definition of quality time is going to be maybe different than somebody else's, right? Somebody could be sitting on a couch, watching a movie, whatever, and somebody else is a night on the town, going dancing, drinking it up, okay? So again, it is not a right or wrong, and that's what I'm saying about very, very specific, going from general to specific when it comes down to your needs and those needs together, okay? And this is not a right or wrong. Like I said, you can give me a call. I'm taking live calls as well. It's 313-736-5157, okay? And you can call me. It's actually a Skype number that I'm just using, just doing the show when I do live. So you can give me a call, and I'd love to hear from you. You can be on the air live with the video aspects, with TikTok or Instagram, whatever. I want to make sure I know who you are to be able to go live together. And so I appreciate that, Lisa. But right now I'm going to have people do call in with the Skype. It's just easier, a lot more easier for me to control right now, make sure I'm not dealing with any spam aspects. Okay. So I'd love to hear your questions, your comments out there when it comes to unmet needs. So getting back into, your unmet needs in the relationship, what are they? Do you feel, are they realistic, right? Huge. A lot of people, we want our way all the time. Who doesn't? But it's looking at when we don't get our needs, are we expressing them? Oh, as I slipped over my finger, are we expressing them? Are we being clear? And are we being specific or concise exactly what we need, right? I don't get into a lot of gender stereotypes. A lot of people have been listening to me, or clients know I don't get into a lot of gender stereotypes, but I do get into this to where Men are very literal, right? Men need to be very, well, you didn't tell me this, I did this. And the women, oh my God, I meant this. You need to be very specific. The more specific you can be is, hey, my unmet needs are, do you break it down? My unmet needs, is it physiology? Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it mental? Those are the type of elements where I want people to be able to understand and look at, what is going on. They could be safety issues. You know what? I don't feel safe. I feel like we might be living out in a street in a cardboard box. And yeah, I did an episode on that. So you live in a box with me type of thing, right? Hey, Gabby, I appreciate you joining in. Zoe, Lewis, thank you so much. Throw your questions out below. If you don't want to give me a call and be live on air, it'll be anonymous with your questions. Please, join in the chat down below and let me know what your comments are and what your, questions might be in the chat. Okay. So you look at, say a safety issue, I'm worried that we're going to be homeless. I'm going to be that. Is that important to you? Is there a emotional safety, right? Where your unmet need is, I don't feel emotionally safe. I can't talk to you about anything without you going sideways, you blowing up, you getting defensive, right? And are those type of things that you have to look at, what your unmet needs are. And again, more specifically, what they are and how you want those to be met specifically. Like a person might be able to look at intimacy, right? And all of a sudden you jump into intimacy and they're thinking of sex, right? And, oh yeah, I'm going to turn you on. I'm going to grope and fondle you all over the place in a sexual manner because that's what you said you're not getting, the physical unmet needs in your relationship. And, a difference between intimacy and those sexual aspects. And I'm all about those integrating those together and being able to look at how are those managed and looking at what is needed in those elements. Okay. So that's where I want people to be able to look at and to go after those situations, to be more concrete, to be more specific in looking at what is in your best interest. So you get your needs met. So if you look at, is your need to be, you need rest and you don't want to be bothered, but your partner is always calling you, bugging you, checking on you. And, oh my God, I need a nap, right? Leave me alone type of thing. You don't want to be rude, but you could say, hey, you know what? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Please, don't bug me. If there is an emergency, the house is burning down or someone is dying, don't get a hold of me unless those things are happening. Okay. That's where I want people to be more specific in what their unmet needs are. We can look at, safety issues, physiological aspects, your way of being loved, those type of situations. Okay. And you look at what else, maybe you're not mentally stimulated enough in the relationship. And this is very difficult when you look at, mental stimulation, right? Are you able to have that conversation about anything and everything with your partner? Maybe something that's very important to you, like world peace, world hunger, trying to end that, maybe animal rights, whatever it is, and your partner has no interest and they don't have maybe the ability or even, they don't even want to. Let's be real. They don't want to be able to meet you or meet those needs. Can those needs, unmet needs, be met outside the relationship, and the relationship still can be good? It can be good enough. It can be fulfilling, those type of situations. People have heard me many times say that, you're not going to have someone meet all your needs. It's just unrealistic. 80-85% of what you're looking for in a relationship or marriage, woohoo, that's great. That's terrific. Okay. But you want to be able to look at that 15% that is missing, you don't want it to be the essence of who you are. Something that you always crave, that you need. You need to eat and breathe, if you will, for that relationship to be beneficial to you and what is in your best interest to have a fulfilling relationship. Okay. And to identify those and look at, what do you need? Do you need more, playfulness in a relationship? Do you need more fun? Do you need more spontaneity? And even looking at, say it's more fun, what type of fun do you want? Like I said earlier, one person is, fun is watching a movie, a scary movie, a funny movie. Some people is going out dancing, going roller skating, going kayaking, skiing, horseback riding, going to a concert, going to a different restaurant, going to a play, theater. Everybody's different. But the more you can look at, hey, I need more fun in my relationship. What does that mean? I need more fulfilling sex in my relationship. Exactly what does that mean? Does that mean more oral? Does it mean more foreplay? And it sounds sort of, everyone's like rolling their eyes. Oh my God, what type of foreplay? What does foreplay look like for you? And I do have lists. I have, a sheet that I integrated with Gina Ogden, the late Gina Ogden, before, about, sexual satisfaction or fulfillment. What would you want? What does that look like when it comes to foreplay and sensuality? What does, emotionally connecting look like in your relationship? Is that missing? Emotional connection. Does that mean compassion? You're not receiving the compassion you need. You're not receiving the empathy you need in the relationship. Maybe you're not receiving the affection. Maybe you're not receiving forgiveness, kindness, emotional support. And the more specific you are in these elements, it's going to be easier for your person to meet those unmet needs. Now, again, nothing is perfect, but the more you can go after it, the more you can understand and look at these elements, the more you can teach your partner. And it's not one of those issues that you want to from the beginning, okay? Hey, CB, hello. I appreciate you joining in as well. But again, it's looking at those elements to what is in your best interest, okay? What does to believe in? Maybe some people, you don't feel believed in your relationship. Maybe that's an unmet need. Maybe you feel like your partner doesn't have faith in you, believe in you, trust in your decision making, or trust in your knowledge. Like, for an example, maybe your partner will be in a situation where they ask you, hey, what do you think about this? And you tell them what you think it is, right? If it's what type of car to buy, what type of clothes looks good, maybe a vacation spot, a restaurant. Oh, I want to try this. I heard it's really good. Then they're like, whatever. But then they ask 3 or 4 of their friends, family members, and they say this, oh yeah, they said this restaurant. And you're like, huh? That's what I just told you. And that resentment builds that you don't trust my intention. You don't trust my knowledge. You don't trust my, what I have to say. And maybe that's an unmet need in your relationship as well, that you're always second guessed or third guessed or fourth guessed. So we need to be able to look at what areas in your relationship or in your marriage are being unmet. Then you can be more specific and say, hey, this is being unmet. I really would like this. I love this. I need this from you. And this is how it can be done, right? This is the type of affection I need. I need you to hug me, not grope me, to caress me, to maybe kiss me on the forehead. I got all kind of forehead here, but to be able to look at those elements and decipher what is going on to meet those unmet needs. Again, maybe some people feel like they have no purpose in the relationship or in the marriage, and that is gut-wrenching, okay? Hey, Rachel, I appreciate you, Kat, joining in. Like I said, if you want, if you'd like to, you can, throw out your questions in the comments down below, throw the questions out, or you can give me a call, anonymous, 313-736-5157. And you can be anonymous on the air with your questions. And I'd love to help you out and try to give you, the best answer I can within the time frame allowed, right? So what happens if your person is maybe their unmet need? They feel like there's not enough cooperation in the relationship. You know what that means, right? You're not doing what you want. Oh, the one guy friend, Howie, I'm such a fan. Howie Mandel with the bald head, right? Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Very much so. So, what does cooperation mean? And this is when I get into couples, in my office, like I said, right behind me. It's looking at, relationships, marriages, any type of relationship. It's a give and take. It's an ebb and flow, not just romantic. But when it comes to cooperation, meaning, is it mutual? Is the relationship or marriage mutual? And you feel like your unmet need is your partner or person always gets their way. Everything's according to them. Decision making, planning, how money is spent, how sex is, right? When it is, how it is, types you're going to have, what you're going to eat. Like, there's no cooperation. There's no give and take in a relationship. And that becomes very, very cumbersome to a lot of people. They start feeling, like I said at the beginning, they don't feel important. They don't feel like a priority, and they feel like they're not taken into consideration. So that's where it comes into with cooperation, right? Hey, one time maybe we do something together, we're going to do this. Next time it's your decision, or that type of thing. That's where you look at with cooperation. You have to be able to go after and have to be able to look at and recognize, oh, in this relationship, my unmet need is this. Now, also, you need to be very maybe clear and concise and do some self-insight. Is that unmet need in your relationship or marriage, is this actually a relationship or marriage aspect, or for your partner or person, or is this an unmet need in your life? Maybe, when it comes to, Maslow's self-actualization and hierarchy of needs, maybe you feel this is about you, and it's not up to your partner to have these informations, okay? Hey, Raven Star, I appreciate you joining in. So like I said, I'm going to give the number again. Give me a call, 313-736-5157, and throw out your question. Call me with your question. I'll do the best I can to answer them with the time allowed. But going back to, is that unmet need, again, is this part of a relationship or marriage aspect, or is this an individual aspect that you feel that your creativity, maybe you played music, maybe you were into art, writing, building stuff, your creativity as well. Oh, thanks, Raven. I appreciate you. Peace. So to be able to look at, the individual aspect, maybe no one's getting in your way of being more creative, right? Of going back with the creative juices. Maybe you have not played a musical instrument. I have no musical talent. So, or you haven't drawn or painted anything if you're into art, or some people are into crafts. Some people are into knitting, crochet, those type of things, building wood projects, right? What is getting in the way of you meeting that? And that's not really up to your partner to meet. So that's what I said about unmet needs. Are they individual aspect, or are they something within the relationship or marriage that is missing, that your partner is not providing? Or also, you need to be able to look at what unmet needs does your person have, and what are you doing to try to meet those needs? If it is within a love, relationship construct, and it's not an individual aspect. Well, I need you to, you know, get me a new job. I need you to fill out the application. I need you to go to school to get more training for me to have that. And you're like, what? No, that's not my job. That's an individual job, right? That's your job, not your partner's job. You can be supportive. You can help them. Absolutely. Maybe you have to watch the kids more. Maybe you have to cook dinner more, do more around the house to help that your person meet that individual need. Awesome. Great. Terrific. But when it comes to an individual need, that's up to you to try to expand in knowledge. Maybe you want more knowledge in a given area. If it's finance, if it's in investing, which I have no clue about, maybe you want more knowledge into better relationship, right? What are you doing to go after it? And it's not just up to your partner to do it. So that's where you have to look at, is the unmet need, is it an individual need that is up to me to go after? Or is it an unmet need? Like I said, you're not feeling loved. You're not feeling respected, desired, important, appreciated, a priority in a relationship. So you need to decide and decipher, is this more about something I need to do? Or is this a relationship construct that involves your partner in a relationship, right? So, a lot of people talk about communication, right? And I get people and I said, what do you mean by communication? Can you be more specific? Give me an example. Well, I need my partner. I feel like they don't remember anything I say. I feel like they don't listen to me. Or Greg, when I'm talking to him or her, it's like I'm talking to the wall. There's no feedback. And your partner, you're talking like I'm talking to you right now, right? Having a monologue and there's no dialogue. There's no feedback. Man, I had a bad day at work today. And they're just like, man, today really sucked. It was a terrible day. And they're like, oh. And that's it. And there's like, oh my God, oh my God, what happened? I'm sorry. There's no dialogue back and forth. So the more you're able to look at as far as the communication aspects, hey, I'd love more feedback. I'd love more interaction. I'd love more of a dialogue versus a monologue when it comes into these aspects, okay? I want more attention in the relationship. And that's where I want you to look at, okay, what type of attention, right? Do you want to joke around, be playful? Do you want to have a naked twister fest? Or do you want to have a tickle fight? Attention means, it could be listening. It could be attention and it's just us two, that the phones they go down, right? That you're not on your phone. You're not watching TV. You're not paying attention to anybody else. It's just attention to us. So please, more specifically, express to your partner what exactly you feel is being unmet in your relationship or marriage. And number two, teach your partner how you want that to be met, right? Like I said, about affection, about intimacy, about maybe sex, communication. Maybe it is about you feel like you're doing everything around the house and you don't have enough time to rest or sleep. Be open, be honest, speak from the heart and everything else. Chris is saying, what do you look for in a man? Are you talking about what do women look for in a man? Or are you talking gay? It could be gay men, right? That or we could get into fluidity as well. What people look for in a man. And this could be very individualistic, right? Or what someone looks for in a woman, or what someone looks for in a partner, and what's important to them. And this is that's a great question, Chris, but it's looking at, more specifically when you have that person, what does it look like? And, you're thinking it's going to be this, and it turns out to be, it's not. Or you look at, maybe you had No, all your needs or most of them were met at the beginning of a dating relationship, the honeymoon phase, right? And then slowly they go away. Maybe slowly all the attention goes to the kids. You're not able to talk about anything, um, everything and everything anymore because defensive come in. You're tired, you're exhausted. You need rest and relaxation, but you feel like there's no time with that, okay? Baby goat, hey, what's going on? Hey, Kevin. So please be more specific and look at if you feel that something is not being met in the relationship or in the marriage, you have to decide number one, is this an individual thing, me, that maybe I could do something about, and it might not have anything to do with my partner or about my partner. And number two, if it is about the relationship or marriage dichotomy or idea element, if you will, then I need to express it to my partner because they might not have a clue what's going on. And number two, I need to be very specific in how that can be met. You know, what type of fun we have, what type of intimacy do we have, what type of, it could be participation, right? We talked about cooperation before, and what those look like in a whole, in a relationship. You know, what does a partnership look like in the marriage or relationship? A partnership, it could be cleaning, finances. It could be a partnership in intimacy, a partnership in parenting, right? A partnership in whatever it is, right? Outside of the house, planning, right? Maybe one person in a relationship does all the planning for the fun stuff, concerts, going out to eat, whatever it is, vacations, and they want you to step up and maybe plan too to take that burden off of them or take a lot of that burden off of them, and you can share in that. So you have to be able to look at in your relationship what is being unmet. Do you feel, usually I go after, you know, do you feel loved? And we could go all down, like I said, you know, do you feel your partner is all about you? Does your partner love you? Does your partner don't want to leave you? Does your partner show you and cherish you that you're the only one? We could go on and on about this aspect, but that's where I want you to go more specifically and look at, you know, exactly what is happening in the relationship and teach you exactly what is needed to meet that need. Okay. So, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and please, hit me up. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. I do have a few self-help courses out there. My specialty is actually healing, helping couples heal after an affair. It's tragic. It's gut-wrenching. Derek, bro, what's going on, man? It's been a long time. Peace and love, and I hope life is great for you. You deserve the best, man. So there's healing after an affair, 28 days to reignite your relationship. And I also have a premarital course out there as well. So check it out, theartofrelationships.org, and peace and love to everybody out there. And I'd love your feedback about taking the show to a nighttime, like 8 o'clock Eastern time frame, so we can have more interaction, more Q&A involvement. Peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody, I hope you are doing well and safe. And people, take care. Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.